state actors do something similar with what's called a seeding operation, where they recruit someone who's about to go work for a company and they help them get hired there and then use their inside access to carry out tasks that will help the government. Like the CIA might seed someone into a company and then ask them for passwords or internal data or something.
Greetings, fellow targeted individual. This is a place that I come to every once in a while because locals will park here and just monitor.
Greetings, TIs. Now let's say you're driving home. And let's say your home is 2 miles down this.
Now remember this, fellow TIs. When I leave this park, I'll be taking a right. There's a little bridge there. It's the only little bridge as you drive to my residence. And the very next park down that road is perhaps, I would say, less than a quarter of a mile. So a while back, I filed a police report because I had a real strange experience with a person that had a tag that started with the letters DHS. And in Texas, I was harassed by Citizens Corps. So I had to move here to Florida. I've been here 5 years, and I've been harassed since I've been here. So what I find unusual is that instead of going to that park close to my house, I've been coming to this place over here every once in a while just to clear my mind of any negativity, meditate. Sometimes I'll just listen to some gospel music very low with my windows up and eat a Subway sandwich and head home. So while I'm making this video, I noticed that a car pulls up next to me and then a public works guy pulls off the road at the same exact time. Now, in Texas, I dealt with members of public works, and in the area where I live at, I've dealt with a few members here and there, and it's toned down. It's not like it used to be. So let me click this video on.
Road right here, and you suspect that you're being tailed. Well, one thing you may want to do is to do a U-turn. You go down the road and see if the car behind you is following you. If you notice that, then chances are you're being tailed. Now,
so let me go. Now I'm leaving. Let me go back. So while making this video,
if a pattern of harassment,
let me go back.
Targeted individual.
So you notice I turned my head there for a second. That's when these people pulled up next to me, and around 4 minutes, I got in my car because of that, because I didn't want to hear my business. And you can see I'm leaving.
Right here, just look at the water, and I've had cars come by, honk horns, flick me off, throw trash at my window. It makes it work.
So let me keep going. So
sitting there, making this video, I felt like I was being observed. And I want to share with you guys how to know if you're being observed.
So I'm going to do a U-turn back to that park.
From a distance. Bear with me one moment. Now,
I did a U-turn.
I mentioned in the past that at one time I used to be observed and being confronted at times by members of public works, and they had white trucks. When I came to this area, there wasn't one vehicle. And this vehicle pulls up.
So let me see if I can zoom in. You see there in the background how there's these trees there and the water's right there. This car you can see is backing up. And then you can see a truck there against the fence. So let me keep going.
I just left there 30 seconds ago.
See, they're backing up like they're about to leave.
So they pulled up.
And I noticed that when I was driving back down, I could see the lady in there, her mouth opened up really wide. I couldn't figure out why.
In there. That does not mean I'm being
So I'm about to pass by that.
Here's a parking area. Now,
so you can see it's a parking area facing the lake, and there's a fence here against the road.
To the left is a vehicle that's white.
Let me see if I can get
right
it.
There.
I passed it. It's a public works vehicle. I passed by it pretty quick.
That's white.
Let me see if I can get it. Anyways, you guys could see it when I was over here.
Up there 30 seconds ago.
I passed by it like at 30 miles an hour, so it didn't come out good. So there's a white truck there, and it's a public works vehicle. So here in a moment, I'm going to share with you. I drive up a little bit, and I do a U-turn, and notice that same vehicle right there, park straight back where it was at, and then later on they leave, and they leave at the same exact time. Now, if you're a targeted individual, let's say you park somewhere, and someone parks behind your vehicle, and let's say they continually honk their horn, or you notice they're looking back intensely. That doesn't mean they're a perp, but just be mindful of stuff like that. Also, if you notice that, let's say 20 cars come in within 3 minutes and they all leave, they come by and then let's say they slow down and honk the horn right in proximity to where you're at, and let's say there's no other cars around, that could also be a sign. And what they may do is just come through and just leave. So if you notice that they come 20 deep, one strategy is good is to get. So don't assume if you see that they're perps, but it'll make you wonder sometimes when you see. I'm just making it short. So I had a really weird experience one day. I'm there at that park, and it was a group of elderly men. Hold on 1 second. And they came to the side of the park, and someone had spit on my car and took off. And this group was comprised of elderly people that came through all of a sudden. The person spit on my car and took off, and they went to the far side of the park. So I couldn't figure out which person did it. But I knew they came from this group, so I decided I thought I was going to call the police. But instead of calling the police, hold on 1 second, let me remove the zoom from this. Let me see if I can get it. So bear with me 1 moment. Let me go through here. So when this happens, these guys go to the other side of the park, and there's one of the tags. I think it's like, let me see if I can get it better. Hold on 1 second. Let me go back. Let me go back here. I'm sorry. Trying to get the red cars tag so I can share with you guys. This is going to be mostly for researchers. So what was real interesting is that I'm on the other side of the park, and I had started getting stingray alerts at a car dealership. So I drive in there like I'm looking for a car, and a guy walks up to me, whistles real loud, and he wasn't an employee there. He walks up to me, and he doesn't say a word, and he walks away and gets into a car and he leaves. So when I get to this other side of the park, because I was at a park there like 100 yards away, at a separate different parking area, a group of guys there, and some of them had Department of Agricultural tags on their car, a bunch of white cars. A guy walks up to me, and he's parked there. There's a black guy. He has his shoes tied like he's been in the military, and he walks up to me, and he says, "Does your car have a car dash cam?" And I says, "Yes, it does." And he came at me aggressive, like he was going to attack me. And I told him, "Sir, the reason why I'm over here because someone spit on my car. I'm about to call the cops over it. And I'm trying to see if I can spot the person out over here. The person went irate on me." So this was just a few months ago. So I'm just going to pause this. A lot of these activities are based on deniable plausibility, and they happen really quick. And you may notice these groups may work together as a team.